Long before, I was chopped, but through the efforts of smashing and reforming my skull, raising my tongue to my mouth's roof, gesture goon maxing, and plastic surgery, I have ascended into a 6'2" caramel hyper-so Chad. I'm still chopped? Alright, bro. BlackPill, or the more known name of a subgenre under BlackPill, LooksMaxxing is a trend that exploded in 2022 with creators like K Shami, A Cookie King, and Dance with the Pants.
Yo, it's Dylan Latham. Bro, can you do a dance with the pants? Oh, you don't got it, bro? Appreciate it, thank you.
You see, for some reason in 2022, the sudden urge to become extremely good looking exploded in popularity. LooksMaxxing has sort of always been a thing. I'm sure cavemen with better mammoth high drip got more cave nash than the other normies. But in 2022, it became more mainstream than ever. And at first, it was tame. Edits of Chico, Jordan Barrett, people giving skincare advice, fashion advice, and more regular schmegular things. Word of mommy.
This is not the case anymore.
Instead of actual good advice, LooksMaxxing creators are giving advice such as bone smashing, taking copious amounts of steroids, or just straight up get body modification surgery. So with the main audience that are watching these creators being young, impressionable kids, someone's eventually going to get really hurt from all of this. Now, to show how LooksMaxxing is going down this harmful road more clearly, take a look at some of these comments I found. What do these look like to you? Kids comparing themselves to grown men with plastic surgeries or 10% body fat, perfect lighting, and perfect conditions, even going to the point of saying they'd reset themselves to look like these grown men. These young kids are seeing these quote-unquote perfect figures, gaining insane body dysmorphia, and will do any and everything within their resources to look like them. I myself definitely know what it's like to have body dysmorphia. Dare I say I even fell into the LooksMaxxing trap when I was younger. At 15 or so, I looked like this. Thought I was obese at 150 pounds and rarely ate because I wanted to be 10% body fat year round. I'm comfortable saying this because I know after maturing, bulking up, and cutting down that sharing my own life could potentially save another's. If you're young or old and aren't happy with your looks, everyone has someone in the world that finds them attractive. If you want to work on yourself, go to the gym, fix or change your fashion, have better hygiene, get into cologne. You don't have to do these drastic measures to find yourself attractive. Now that the serious stuff is over, I'm about to dig in these LooksMaxxing cucks that make this type of content like I'm Yes King. Majority of these LooksMaxxing creators are raging misogynists. And when I say raging, I mean big haze green nigga type raging. And hand in hand with the misogyny is the corniest Idaho cornfield shit you could think of. You would think the idea of becoming more attractive as a straight man would be to, you know, attract women, but apparently not. There's a video of two siblings having a swell old time trying to see who looks better. You check the comments, and apparently makeup automatically means you lose. This shit copyrighted fuck, my goodness. Goddamn, it's Blank Space by Taylor Swift. Blank Space by Taylor. What am I, mother? Sorry to break it to you, kid, but your favorite LooksMaxxer is probably using makeup, my boy. I know it's crazy to think, but it's most likely true. Another thing is the creation of the word void. I didn't know what void actually meant until I asked my chat in stream a few days ago, and they said, and I kid you the fact not, female humanoid. You know, maybe instead of walking around calling women female humanoids, you should work on your intelligence and manners, and then maybe you'd attract the opposite gender. Genuinely imagine yourself as a dad, and a dude comes up to your daughter and calls her a void. He would be done. He's getting the Dr. Doom Thanos treatment. These LooksMaxxers also have a weird obsession with this fuck ass skull. Here's this video of this all around unpleasing dude to look at. I checked the comments and it's just filled with this fuck ass skull. And the stupid thing is, the person from the skull that, you know, the skull probably came from would not look anything like their idea of attractive. Like, look at this next video and you let me know if any of the people shown look like they have anything close to that skull structure. No, they don't. They use that skull as an ultra manly, ooh, look at me, I'm Mr. Manly Man image, but they look like twins. Guarantee you put any of them in a cell with Fleece Johnson in his 20s, they're gonna become the Floyd. Now another thing, there's this pretty popular gym creator named Deluki MC, quite literally one of those creators you can't hate. He's such a funny dude and he seems like an amazing guy.
Guys, let me introduce you to my new toy. It's Mechagodzilla! Mechagodzilla, hit an emote. Whoa. Whoa, yeah. Mechagodzilla, slime that guy out.
He happened to have a very public relationship with his ex-girlfriend, and when they broke up, she just happened to get with a taller dude. Now all of these incel BP losers are in his comments spamming this image and saying stuff like, "Dad's not taking a divorce well. Get a fucking life, mate. Jesus, this shit's so ridiculously unemployed that I gained an accent. How unemployed do you have to be for me to gain an accent?" But I shall let Pookie Pickle take it from here. I shall see y'all at the end when he's done cooking. Pickle, get the cooking, boy, please come out.
Bro, this is what LooksMaxxers is doing to our younger generation. How old is this kid? Probably like 9, like 6 or 7. Not gonna lie though, props to Lil Bro for the audio. That's looking a W audio poll. But what's going on, all my Pluto fans out there? Hope y'all have an absolutely blessed day today. Before we get into this, I just want to go ahead and introduce myself real quick. My name is Pickle1x. I'm also a commentary YouTuber, and I'm like watching one of Pluto's videos I came across like 2 weeks ago, and I'm like, you know what, bro? It'd be kind of peak if we hit up a little collab. So yeah, here we are. If you guys like my content or anything like that, I would greatly appreciate it if you dropped a sub. But without further ado, let's get into this. So by now, I would pray that you have like a somewhat kind of understanding on what BlackPill is and a like somewhat understanding on what LooksMaxxers is, because I feel like there's not really much else to teach you guys. Like I think that you guys get a basic understanding of what's going on. So what I wanted to do was show you some of the examples on how extreme these type of people will go when it comes to like LooksMaxxing. I have like 5 different segments planned out that are just gonna gradually get worse. But before we get into that, I have something else planned. Let me go ahead and show you something. So this right here, ladies and gentlemen, is LooksMaxx.org. If you've ever like heard of LooksMaxxing or BlackPill like on TikTok, you would know what this is, bro. Like it used to be niche and now it's mainstream. And pretty much everybody's pissed about it now, which honestly makes sense. It used to be like a helpful forum, and now everybody comes on here to just straight up like tell people to rope max. And pretty much what you could do on the site, it's just a big forum where you can like get a bunch of advice, like LooksMaxxing questions, and there's this one that's called ratings. So what I wanted to do is post my face on here and see what people will say, just to give you an example on how brutal these people are, bro. It's like actually funny. Hold on, let me show you one. All right, so I would say that this is like, you know, a pretty decent looking dude. Like, you know, he's got a jawline. I will say, bro, like he's squinting there. Like he does not need to be doing all that, but like, you know, he's got potential. Like he looks good in my opinion, at least. Over. Don't even bother. Just how is it over?
Recessed maxilla, very short ramus, very long oval face, and very puffy under eyes.
And then there's other people just calling him low tier normie, low tier normie. I'm not even gonna exaggerate when I say this. This is probably one of the more tame type of like ratings that I'll see. I didn't really go through any other ones, but that was like one of the more wholesome ones. Like they weren't telling him to harm himself, which was a plus, I guess. But I mean, right off the bat, just based off looking on that's just so stupid. Like they're just pointing out his flaws, but they're not giving him any way to like any tips, any way to help him like look better, you know? Like I feel like if you're gonna do criticism, especially on looks, bro, it's gotta be constructive. So yeah, I signed up for an account, but I guess they gotta like approve me before I can actually start posting and crap. So yeah, we'll see. In the meantime, let me go ahead and teach you one thing that's like very important in the LooksMaxxing space, some very important slang. There's one thing that's called soft maxing and there's one thing that's called hard maxing, and they're both LooksMaxxers. So pretty much soft maxing, it's a really good thing to do. It's something just like literal just hygiene, getting a haircut, something like fixing your diet, sleeping more, you know, something little like that doesn't cause you any harm but can make you look better, you know what I mean? And then hard maxing is the complete opposite. It's just like anything that you can do that'll make you look better. Doesn't matter if you're like actually, you know, I'm not gonna say that. So I have 5 hard maxes that I'm gonna like quickly go through while we wait for this LooksMaxx.org to, you know, approve my thing. So yeah, let's get into it. Okay, look, I'm not gonna go ahead here and lie with you guys. I do believe that bone smashing works, but not in the way that people like believe it does. If you don't know what bone smashing is by now, usually you'll just like take a hammer or your fist and you'll just like hit it on your face on usually like your zygos like this guy is doing here. And people believe that pretty much every single day if you just keep hitting your face through Wolf's Law, then your bone is going to grow. Wolf's Law is a law that like if you keep constant pressure on a bone, it'll like force itself to evolve and force itself to grow. But honestly, that is just not true, and that is not the way that like bone smashing actually works. The way it works is through this thing called fibrosis or scar tissue. Pretty much it just builds up over time, because you know, if you just keep on like hitting your face, scar tissue will build and it can look like that your bone is growing, but not. It's just the freaking skin pretty much. But yeah, bone smashing is very like, you know, top of the iceberg type of thing. That's like the main symbol of LooksMaxxing is, you know, bone smashing. But I feel like I had to go into depth on that one because people just think that their bone can magically grow. Nah, that's not how it works. I'm gonna try to speed through these next ones, but another hard max that people do that I'm gonna put on number 4 on the list is the lip cut. Pretty much what people will do is literally take a razor and like cut the side of their lips just to get a better like nose to mouth proportion, just so that it can look more aesthetic. And you guys probably saw this guy in the thumbnail unless Pluto changed it, but yeah, I saw the original video and he was just like taking scissors to the side of his lip and he was just cutting it, and yeah, it was pretty disgusting. Similar to that, there's another hard max I'm gonna put at number 3 that's called the medial canthus cut, and it's almost like the same thing in a way, but it's for your eye. So in this area of the eye, you would take a razor and you would just like cut it a little bit just so that you can get like better IPD or interpupillary distance, just so that, you know, it looks more aesthetic again. And another reason why people would do it is so that they can get freaking hunter eyes. All this for some hunter eyes. But yeah, no, this one's like definitely a lot worse than like the side of mouth cut, because this can like genuinely make you go blind if you know, you go deep enough, and it's right next to your eye, like obviously. Coming in at the number 2 spot, I feel like I just need to give you a visual representation, but pretty much this is called a marpy, and it's a palate expander. So it expands this palate and just makes your like skull wider, I guess, because what you do when you bring this down, it, you know, adds millimeters, and you just let it like grow back every couple weeks. You just keep turning this and turning this and turning this, and it widens your palate, widens your skull, you know what I mean? It kind of like splits your skull in half, which is pretty insane. Like if I have a picture up on screen, you can kind of see what I'm talking about. And the craziest part about it, this guy saw on looksmaxx.org from 2019, this person made a post that said, yeah, I know you can buy an MSE for like $150, but only a lunatic would try to put it in himself. And this guy actually put in a marpy or MSE himself. So that's him putting like the anesthesia, I'm guessing. Revving up my drill. Oh my god. Okay, you know, I'm just gonna freaking voice over it. The music's like blaring into the mic. So yeah, this is him drilling holes into his maxilla. Also, this is not intended for human consumption, you know, like don't do this at home. But yeah, that's him. He successfully did it. Somehow successfully put in the MSE. So you know what? I guess, bro. I guess. I mean, my boy literally just did a whole entire surgery on himself from home. I mean, he did save like thousands of dollars, but at what cost, bro? Like, I don't know how you even sterilize that. Like, how do you not get infections and stuff? It's like way too risky, way too risky. But if you really thought that one was bad, bro, this one's just as worse. Let me just go ahead and show you again. I'm gonna have to censor this, but pretty much what this guy did was do a DIY buccal fat removal. So just imagine like the fat in your cheek. He took that out from home. He cut open his cheek and took it out. And this was on looksmaxx.org before it went mainstream back in 2020. And he said, lol, hit it the artery, giga over. Found the buccal fat after 500 ml of lost blood, and I almost had no fat on the cheek. So remove them. I look like a zombie due to blood loss, and I have Mike Mew bloated cheek. I will upload video proof in an hour. I mean, who knows if it's 100% real? I mean, if so, then that's just like terrifying. Like, I don't know how you even go about cutting your cheek open and taking out fat. Like, that's just like a whole different level of looksmaxxing, bro. Like, you can have the looks. But hey, I made it into looksmaxx.org. Let's go. Okay, I would say that this is a pretty decent pick of me that I can put on there. I would say that this is a pretty mager pick. Brutally rate me. For the rage rate, I'm gonna say someone said I could be Chad, but IDK fully. All right, I'm gonna post it. Post thread. Oh gosh. This is so cringe, bro. I couldn't imagine sitting here like actually saying like Chad and all this crap. Like, bro, I'm gonna let it simmer for like 10 minutes and see if anybody replies. All right, it's been about like 23 minutes since I posted this. Let's refresh. Anybody? Did he just put a laughing face emoji? Just freaking laugh? That nobody responded. Are you serious right now, bro? All right, you know what? Round 2. I probably mog you. All right, let's refresh. What? What? Post some normal pics? What do you mean post some normal pics? Is that not a normal pic? You're probably a slur. Post some normal pics. Yeah, I guess, bro. I guess. Bro's just mad he got mogged. Are you a R-slur? You post the most frauded pic ever and say some bullcrap like, I probably mog you. R-words like you shouldn't be on this forum. Mods be accepting any N-word hard R on here nowadays. Yeah, bro, just spamming slurs. Nah, I'm done with this. Well, it's safe to say if you want to go rage bait people, bro, just go on LooksMaxxers.org and just tell random people that you mog them. But yeah, that's going to be the end of my segment. Pluto, again, thank you so much for having me on the channel. That was super fun. And yeah, I hope y'all liked my segment. If so, drop me a sub. I'd greatly appreciate it. And yeah. I'll see you guys all in the next one.
What's up? You know what I'm saying? If y'all enjoy Pickle Sammy, y'all go drop my boy sub. His link will be in the description. You know what I'm saying? Go drop my boy sub. He's real cool dude. You know what I'm saying? What am I mama? If y'all enjoy these collabs, let me know if y'all want more. We can kick out some more with the bro. But yeah, that's gonna be it. That's gonna be the end of this video. Make sure y'all sub up. You know what I'm saying? Go to the pinned comment. Go follow my Instagram. I'm real tough on there. You know what I'm saying? Yep, I mean, that's about it. All right, I'll see y'all.
Why you talking about my taste? Why you dig up in a heather? Normie so fucking lame. How you don't feel the same when they ooh on your neck and you nuzzle on her chain and you dig up in her brain and you tell me I'm insane and you tell me I'm ashamed. No, I'm not, nigga. I like fanboy, but I'm a pot digger. Started deep up in them guts. I'm a fucking wizard. If you don't share my taste, I can't fuck with you. How you don't like fams? They go bust with you.
I gotta go.